Hello, welcome to Founder Log 30. This is my Xbox Takeover, a kind of substitute for week 30, but also game theory. How would I take over the brand, especially with the news recently? Um, how would I run the thing? This is something I wanted to try out for a while, and here we are. So, just with that, this is kind of a general kind of broad strokes on product, IP, and strategy for the firm. How I'd take over it. Try to think of it more like a consumer or customer plus consultant plus analyst viewpoint, and just jumbling it together and trying to storytell my perspective, my viewpoint, my take. So, just on top of that, it's just game theory. It's just design. It's a design project. It's just for fun. So just jumping in. So what's my background? Well, obviously, I've played games my whole life. I played. I think I started on the Game Boy Color, this yellow thing, and then it hopped over to the GameCube. Natural progression. I think it was the Wii, PS2, Xbox One, or whatever. The whole thing, like, right, and then back to PC. I guess formerly, I think I started on PC and then whatever, DS and that kind of deal. I'm an investor and independent trader, and I have this owner operator mentality. Why Xbox? I just grew up with it. My whole most of my teenage years, I was playing Xbox on the weekends or every day after school during the lifetime summer. And you want to retain those experiences or like have new memories or experiences for the next generation of players and so on. So what's my thesis? Just to capture it, I think the brand has been mismanaged, and it should be the home of gaming, and through its IP, its services like Game Pass, and obviously there should be a digital, not digital, PC native experience alongside that, and having all these offerings. Moving forward, a general agenda, strategy, M&A examination, and just general viewpoint on studio and IP, and how you blend it all together moving forward. So just a general state of affairs. The company just spent like $76 billion in the last 5-6 years acquiring studios. There are assortment of first-party studios. There's actually 93 franchises. And just recently, the news popped out that there's 3,200 to 4,800, I believe, on the high end. Roles cut, and who knows if that was just operational fat or what, but I think you have to be lean. And so just siloing each group, you have XGS, ZeniMax, and ABK. And then obviously, I think the general kind of consensus is merge most of these studios or talents. Maybe have a Frankenstein team, but like imagine a Halo by it, or I don't know, really know with the IP, not the IP, but like RPGs and stuff. But you have a treasure trove of studios and IP, and moving forward, just to recapture what's happened this week, 3,200 jobs were cut. About 4 studios were divested, sold off, given their independence. Not totally certain there. I'm just running with the info. There's profit machines like Minecraft and Candy Crush. Minecraft was subsidizing a portion of the business, and a handful of IP projects were canceled. And of course, I think the biggest news, Bethesda and Obsidian now are. It looks like certain IP was handed. The adults in the room handed IP over to another studio, as I think there's too much on Bethesda's plate. But that's just reading between the lines. So what's the strategy? Xbox is a game publisher, or should be a game publisher, and curator. We should happen to sell consoles because where else are you going to experience our games? We should make quality games people want to play. That's simple. And organizationally speaking, or operationally speaking, it's already showing that. You have Minecraft and Candy Crush. These things are profit machines and seem to have been subsidizing most of the business. Why not just let things happen and build out other studios or merge studios? Exclusivity is fading as a trend. Why not kick back in gear? Um, if we're going to sell studios, maybe sell 80%, 90% of the equity so that we can at least retain some type of partnership and still be able to offer these products on our services. It's pretty simple. Hardware's a venue, and we should recapture the identity of the brand, right? That 2000s feel or 2010s type of feel versus whatever it is now. Kind of, you can play it everywhere. It seems to have gone through an identity crisis. Curation is king. We should be able to drop quality names, quality products, retain customers within the ecosystem. Think like Apple, through product offerings. Right? If it's Game Pass, if it's buying Xbox, if it's buying games on PC, the door's open. M&A execution and kind of this analysis here, just running through, all these mergers happen, acquisitions happen last 5 years. But it seems like some of it was pretty misguided or schizophrenic. The war chest has been underutilized, and what are we doing with certain IP, just sitting there that could be invested in or built out with projects, and getting people to be busy and motivated on things people enjoyed or have enjoyed. And it could be refreshed, it could be repainted, anything works. It could be a reboot. I mean, it seems like id has that covered. And also there's wasted talent or idle talent, and we should be using it, right? This is our human capital. Trim the fat, take risk. You should be investing in IPs and bringing them back into the forefront. So my vision, at least with merging certain studios, you'd basically merge them into one house, and then each studio itself would be a project team. So everyone's working together, and then it's just kind of this web or this triangle. Organizationally speaking, like, hey, you guys are working on IP 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you guys want to swap over, or if you're working on this thing and you finished it, if you want to, feel free to join up on this other one. Let's make it happen. And so there'd be this content cycle within each house. That sounds super nerdy, but the product wise, you're creating the wheel effectively. Once something is completed, polish it a little, and then move on to the next project to assist those guys, and then you keep this flywheel kind of going. And obviously the goal is to be profitable, but also make great products. But I think making good products also stands to selling good products. Easiest example would be Larian recently, but you have a strong sense of talent or a good talent in different areas of the business or businesses owned. Why not consolidate? And then just generally capturing that feeling, IP stagnant. What are we doing with it? Oh, wow, that's a first. All right.
I'm afraid to say it's not 1998 anymore. Things have changed since you decided to leave. These days it's not about collecting cans of cream corn and childish platforming. Now it's all DLC and microtransactions. Do you want a chicken nuggets? Oh, come on, let's go. Grab on your own wibbly game.
There's a vault problem. We have this treasure trove of IP, and it's just sitting there for the taking, to make money with it, to build product off of it, experiences, to be charming, to kind of exude this passionate energy, and it's just sitting there, right? It's underutilized, undervalued. Okay. Here's a general view of like the current IP being utilized and some that are just sitting there. And just moving forward, as I don't really want to highlight this too much, here's the 93 franchises owned by Microsoft or Xbox. There's a menagerie, there's the treasure trove. There's all these IP, and only a handful are sold every year or heavily invested in, or your money printers. What are we doing? Like, it's weird. It's weird, and I don't know. I think there's certain DNA in certain firms that you could merge them Like let's say Obsidian in Exile, where Wasteland 3 was marvelous. Why do we not have them working on Wasteland 4? I know that they're working on that Clockwork Revolution game, but whatever. This is just a project viewpoint. Gears should be releasing every 2 to 4 years. Halo should be releasing every 2 to 4 years. The content cycle should probably be around that time frame. And I think the most recent one was like one of the most expensive games made, and it took 10 years to release. Like that, what are we doing? This does not work. Um, and there's some level of proprietary knowledge that should be utilized, but it's not, at least prior to recently. We'll have to see, but it doesn't seem like it was utilized properly or aggressively or to the degree of profitability, making good products, capturing the hearts and souls of customers, retaining them within the systems, within the experiences, within the IP or the content families, the product families, and everything available to us to, uh, you know, expand. And then just visualizing like the general consensus I had. It's like, all right, didn't merge DNA or studios, either by talent or segregating them within like teams and under one banner, one firm, right? So I don't know. I think the funny name, if you name the shooting genre firm, just Shoot House Studios, and then you'd have all these other teams under it, and then all of them are working on separate games or working on the same games. Like, okay, we have the Halo team working on, I don't know, the campaign, and then we have the Doom guys or id guys working on Firefight. um there's ways to make it work, or you just blend the teams. It really depends on synergy, but the point is, we already own them. Why aren't we trying to blend the talent to create the best freaking thing possible? That's general, like holy moly, there's a lot, and we're only using, I think, 15 ish. That's not enough. General cadence, right? We should probably be releasing games every 3 months. Maybe AAA should be quarterly, and then AA should be like overlaid under that or to the side of that. Or like every other month, we're selling a AA game, or every other month. So that kind of deal where you're overlaying AAA every quarter, AA every quarter, but the month following a AAA, and then we have indie games coming out, that third month or whatever, or that would seem to be the most rational cycle. And then rotating that, right? Okay, we have the cadence where, okay, once you guys are done with game one, you can help get the guys on game two, then three, then four, and then y'all all work on a new set of projects if that is how it ends up working out. If there's no strategic fit, sell the companies, sell the firms. I think that's the most rational viewpoint, and just take it off our hands. Like, we're burning money trying to figure out how to make this thing work. Hey, EA, do y'all want to swing at this? Hey, Disney, do y'all want to try to figure this out? That sort of viewpoint. Hey, CA, if you go the licensing route. Hey, we're not really, we don't have the wherewithal to work on this game. Could you guys make us a CRPG or a RTS in association with our own talent, and you guys are kind of like sitting on the floor with them, or like what's it called? We're placing you on the floor with our guys, and we're contracting y'all. There's got to be a way to make it work. And moving forward, we should own our own identity. Yes, we messed up in the last 10 years. We shouldn't have done half the things we've done, or most of the things we've done. We're back to being customer first. We're rebranding to still being a system seller. But you're here for the IP, so let's give you the meat and potatoes. along with, obviously, other product offerings if you don't want to buy our systems. That's simple. And then, obviously, no more silos. Why in the world are there 30 ish studios? Let's make 6. The vault should be utilized, and games should be released quarterly. Seems pretty obvious to me. And then, obviously, this modular kind of viewpoint within the content houses, genre houses, in order to release things on schedule and avert from volatility of sales, product offerings, right? There's going to be gluts, there's going to be surpluses, and we're going to figure out how to make it work as long as we stay alive. So that is all. That is all. I hope you enjoyed. I worked with a skeleton of my own ideas, threw it at Claude. I have always been more of a, I wouldn't say writer, but a skeletal type of person, and then kind of go in with my thoughts. So Claude helped like make it pretty, but otherwise, I believe 80% or so was my own personal work. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned. This will continue. I just don't really know what's the next kind of ideal like takeover target, but I think it'd be fun to explore. As for whatever reason, I've always wanted to, or at least from college, I wanted to launch a corporate takeover or something. Um, in that sense, where it's like, you guys don't know what you're doing, you've damaged the IP, I'm gonna go activist and I'm gonna take over your company, and maybe not fire everybody, but the viewpoint's like, you guys are, what are you guys doing? This doesn't seem rational. Why is this the way things are? Why haven't you tried to figure out how to make things better? And if you're not even trying, that should open the door for more rationale to take over. But hey, I'm just a dude online, your resident hobo. Kidding. Thanks for listening. Bye.